quite a number of phone lines. Ooh. They've actually added a number of lines in. We're getting ready to start 988. And I know a bunch of you have gotten text messages from your phone carriers. They're having to scramble to make changes too, so that when you dial 988 and you're in a particular area, your phone call gets routed to that area. So, I mean, we're already an emergency service, and they're going to put that on steroids. So, um, anyway, the National Suicide Prevention Line has been interesting because if people move, they take their phone numbers with them now. I've taken calls from Colorado and Kansas and North Carolina, and I don't know anything about these areas to help people, but we do the best we can, and our calls are getting longer. I took 10 calls in 5 hours the other night, and one of those was an hour long. Um, yeah, so um, we already eat at our desk, and now we're really having to like tiny bites to get it in while we're talking because there's not a break. Um, they're talking about doubling our staff, and already we are in need of bodies. So it's, I can't even watch radar sometimes, and I'm the safety officer. Come on.
All I can say is more power to you, Patty, because you're doing a job that there's no way I could do.
I'm wondering with the increase and the stress. I'm so close to retirement. There are days I sit at my desk and go, it could only be 2 more months if I so wished. Anyway,
Before I had my heart failure, I could have maybe handled the stress. I don't think I could now. I just can't even imagine what you go through.
before they added the new lines with NSPL, we had time to debrief the bad calls, and now we're lucky to get to run to the bathroom, and that's our debrief. So we're trying to get creative with how we can manage that a little better until we do get staff on board. So anyway, that's enough about me. I'm going to backtrack since I forgot to hit record. So Heather knows she'll be watching this later. I'm officially putting Dan and Jean in charge, and they are the go-tos. And we are going to be setting up a calendar with morning and evening. If you guys decide you need to do something for the noon hour too, fine. That can get caught in the evening, I think. Or if somebody happens to be hanging in the morning, that was kind of my thought. But this gives two people a day and not so much of a grab bag in the evening, which it kind of has been. It's been a good time for training.
Well, and we may still do a little bit of training in the evenings too for a little while because this is not something that you just pick up overnight. You got to know, Gene is working on a schedule right now. We're going to come out with a schedule, and I'll need Billy's input in the mornings, and basically what the schedule's going to look like is this is from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. You can expect to find these posts. Go
Right.
look for them. And, like when Ron Hurst is going to do his personal post, if he's on duty, when he normally posts his KY3 stuff, I've been around long enough. I know when to anticipate the stuff.
And when the
Uh,
National Weather Service usually does their stuff sometime between 2 and 3 in the morning, and then usually about the same time in the afternoon.
yes.
So,
That's why I am usually up by 3 o'clock every morning. So the guys that been posting in the mornings, they'll wake up and they'll say, "Oh, well, what the heck? Gene's already posted half the stuff from the national." Yeah, that's what I do. I got nothing else to do. So, give you a little less uh, to worry about getting on the pages.
And
And
a
it
lot of
might be
nights,
good. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
It might be good to have a discussion too about when there's severe weather in the area, um, how to coordinate who does what there. Um, with a number of us being also regional net controls, um, those people that are backup to the person who's lead generally have been posting. I don't know if you want to continue that or how you want to do that, but I'm still going to have two people available per event if I can. Um,
Well, I've been backing up Lewis on the radio during severe weather, and I'll, you know, when he's on the air, I'll post. But if it gets really, I mean, if we have a really severe outbreak where we got something coming one right after another, yeah, it might not be a bad idea to have a second poster available.
Yes,
yeah, yeah,
definitely, because we've run into things in the past where one person, it's all they can do to get the stuff from the National Weather Service posted.
Hmm.
And we try to mix in some stuff from the local news media, the local meteorologist, and
especially if they put maps up.
yes,
I
Yeah.
like their maps because trying to grab the maps from the Weather Service is copy and paste and save and share, and it can be time consuming. So I do appreciate, especially 10 is real good about putting maps up.
Hmm.
Um, the other thing that I'm hoping is that during a severe outbreak, and I outbreak emphasized, that second net control is going to be putting the reports into chat for the person who's on the air and keeping track, and that leaves the net control
Hey,
up to control, to see who is what spotters are out there and where they're at. And they don't have to worry about did that get in or hey,
She walks.
he's alive.
I like her brace better than the one I wore for 3 months. Mine went from here to God's country and then
Mm-hmm.
had a thing down my leg,
Dude.
and, yeah, I had to
it,
wear clothes under it
it
because
comes down to there.
it was, July, August in Texas,
Dude.
and, yeah, I wore a T-shirt under my body brace, so, hey, anyway. But yeah, that's my hope. And it's going to take a little bit to get that across. Let that second put those reports in for you. That's what they're there for. And if they have time, they can post too. But if it gets crazy, we're still going to need somebody posting while they're doing reports. So,
Yeah.
and I think Skyward's growing. They've figured out since Jim left that we are there and we're there even when there's not a watch. And so there's a lot of folks on the radio and responding to the radio that weren't there before. We have a whole bunch of newbies that are anxious to be involved, and that's a great thing. I love the way this is taking off. By the way, the Buffalo Repeater, I'm not sure when it'll be back on the air, but he did find a spot. He's still hoping to go for Hickory County down the road. Um, but at the point I told him I had a spot for him in Hickory County, he had already hung the hard line. Uh, in the Buffalo area. So that will be back on the air soon.
I was listening to the Bolivar the other night, and he
Mhm.
was on there, and they were talking about something. I think I caught the last part of it where they still need a couple $1,000s for coax and all that. Now that may be the Bolivar side, but he's been talking about both so much it's kind of
Hard to ferret it all out. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
And we don't know about Rolla. I know those folks are checking in on the Licking and Houston links, and when they can, Dixon when they can.
Mhm.
Um, but haven't had a word from the guy that's running that repeater. So
I know when I've done the training net, it seems like outside of Springfield, kind of uh, Licking, Houston, Dixon, that area seems to be where I get the most check-ins.
yeah, and then they're not there when there's severe weather.
True.
That's the way with 90% of them that check in on Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
Franklin's talking about. Yeah, yeah. So back to this. For those of you who are new, this is your chance to ask questions, to get comfortable with what you're doing. Um, it's your time.
I got a crash course during that last outbreak that Gene, George, and I stayed up all night on. And I need to, Gene and Dan have pretty well tied a yanked my chain and tied a knot in my tail that me getting petty and pissy, pardon the language, is unfounded, and I just need a little more time to get the steps down. And like I posted earlier, I don't want to commit to a schedule. As the boss lady has said, I am to take on no more irons in the fire.
You have a lot.
And yeah, we're still trying to get my mom's house on the market and emergency management through school. And now I start fire instructor 1 tomorrow, and that'll go through December. So, like I said, I don't want to commit to a time slot and be dependent on, and then I'm up to my eyeballs with 2 computers with online classes. So I'm already having enough trouble bouncing time. So,
So
but
you're cool. You're cool.
but I need to learn. And Gene has offered me to stop by, and Dan, I think, has done a virtual slap against the side of the head a few times. So,
Me?
yes, you.
Oh, oh,
Do I need to copy and paste the conversation the other night?
Is Dan having a heart attack there?
no, I'm well known, Robert, around here. Yeah. You got an eyeful this morning, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm just a county over, and I'm still waiting for the aftershocks. So, but I get this. I'll just throw it out there now. I get discouraged quickly. I get frustrated quickly, and I am a hands-on. I can be shown 30 times on a book or through words, but I've got to get hands-on. I've got to get dirty to get it right. I've got to do it a few times to get it right. Because the very first time I posted, I screwed it up.
I think we all did.
When you get time, you show up on my doorstep. I don't care when it is, what time it is. I will sit you down here in front of my machine and run you through how to do everything step by step. You'll
Okay.
go home with all the links that I've got and a knowledge of how to do it and where to put it.
Okay. Dan sent me a crap ton of links a few months ago, and I've got them highlighted on my browser screen. But it's knowing who to push, what to pull off chat. I can't sit here for hours and hours and hours on end waiting for something to hit. But
Right.
when I'm doing school, I'm sitting. This is where I sit to do school, so I can maybe bounce a couple around. But I don't. Like I said, I don't want to commit to a schedule and not be able to fulfill it.
Right.
You might find that whenever you're first kind of getting into it, it may take you 10, 15, 20 minutes to go through everything and check everything. Then after a little bit, you'll kind of get a little bit of a flow going, and it only takes 5 or 10 minutes. Then you'll figure out a system. And whenever I've got the internet here at the house, if I don't have to post anything just to check them,
Mhm.
I can run through like 30 tabs in Firefox in like about 3 minutes. You'll figure out a flow and a system to get it going.
Okay.
It may take some time.
Okay. Let me pause on that a minute. I've got heat and AC guys that have been here for the last 2 days, and we've got to figure out something real fast. So I'll
Okay.
let you guys continue a
Okay.
minute.
Okay.
Another thing
I'll be back
that
in a minute, guys.
okay. Another thing that Gene is going to be, Gene and I are going to be working on. You can type it up, Gene. Um, we're going to be working on a list of sources that we may not normally look to, but we still need to be aware of stuff to post to the pages. Going into this winter weather, we're going to have to be, you know, conscientious of the school districts, what they're doing. And I don't care how good you are, you're going to miss something once in a while. And, you know, that's just part of it. I ran across a post this morning from Fairgrove School District stating that they, due to the shortage of school bus drivers, that they were going to combine a couple of loads of kids into one bus, and these two routes would be getting home later. Well, I thought that was it. Instead of going to the page, the Facebook page, and looking for more, and then I found another one that they were going to add. But when we've got school districts out here that are sending kids on different buses than what they're normally used to being on, and things like that. I mean, Skywarn is main concern weather, but we are also community oriented. And so anything like that we can post, uh, we need to be looking at that.
He's
Yeah.
left.
And not only just because of, say, delays in kids getting home because of weather or schools being let out early or being canceled, you've got another weather component that actually does tie into schools that I didn't realize until I started going to the IWT meetings with Patty. Most all of the, well, not all of them, but a big majority of them, the newer FEMA storm shelters that have been built in the last 5 to 10 years, they've
They're
been
in the
built in
schools.
public schools.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of the grant monies for that.
Yeah.
So many communities have that. Nixa, Spokane, um, you know. Another thing, anything safety related, like the shakeout that just happened, fire safety. We're heading into Christmas. I have a ton of things I've saved over the years on how to prevent fires during cold weather, with Christmas trees, that kind of thing. Those are good too. And I think that's why we were chosen, to be highlighted as the best of the best by our locals, because they watch our page
Mhm.
and they see that we're getting safety concerns out there and weather safety concerns out there. So,
And
um,
our electric co-ops, I know Southwest Electric Co-op out of Bolivar, they have a Facebook page, and I don't know how many posts I have shared from them. And the one I shared the other night was we're uh, we're coming into cold weather. The cheapest way to save on uh, your heating bills is change your furnace filter.
Mhm.
And I posted that. I mean, you know, they have a lot of good information on some of the electric co-ops, um, and we also need to be posting power outages.
Yeah.
Really?
Um, we had Liberty Utilities posted on their Facebook page the other day that they had a big power outage down around Monette due to squirrels that got into
Yeah,
the line and got fried.
little
They'll do it.
critters.
What in the hell?
Yes.
My
Sorry, that's
dad
my
had
French.
dad had a squirrel twice almost completely chew his cable line into. So if they'll do that, I'm sure they'll do the power lines.
Not
Um,
me this time.
so I'm just kind of flipping through what I've got
Okay.
saved in a folder for winter weather preparedness, winter weather communications, the differences in the advisories and the warnings and the watches, um, where to get information when you're traveling in different states. Um, so, and
Yeah.
I've saved these over time. I need to be mindful that the watches, warnings, and advisories do change, and I try to
Ugh.
take out the old stuff. But um, so that's that folder, and there's actually a PDF in here as well that um, this has got some great tips in it, and it's for if I can get it moved,
Send that to Gene. He'll put it in the big file and send it to us at once.
I can do
Yeah.
that. I can
Well,
do that.
well, I was wondering, is some of this in those files that you gave me here not too long ago, Patty?
Potentially. I don't
Okay.
remember honestly what everything was that I sent.
I've went through part of that, but I have not went through every single thing.
Yeah, I gave you a lot.
Yeah.
So
And we have Missouri Winter Weather Awareness Week, November 15th through the 19th. Heather found that the other night. That's coming up. We'll be wanting to hit the pages with stuff like that. Uh, we'll have a lot of extra stuff that we'll be pulling in from, not only our office in Springfield, but Kansas City, St. Louis, and some of the things that Patty's got saved, some of the things I've got saved.
so there's a page. Um, usually they have a list of what they're doing, what day. One day will highlight snow. One day will highlight, icy events. One day will highlight. So I was hoping that the state of Missouri had that up. I'm
Well, there's
looking.
something on the 10th. There's a webinar on the 10th that I got an email
Yes,
for.
yes, and that's the IWT. It would be good that you get involved with that. I've tried to get more of you involved. It used to be Teresa and I, and then brought Franklin in, brought Dan in. We're slowly getting all of our key folks in, and it's open to any one of us that are heavily involved. Um, I'm still
And then there's one on the 18th that I sent you the other night. Correct, Robert?
I believe so. I've
Yeah,
had,
18th. Is your family and business prepared for the upcoming coming
yes,
winter?
yes.
It's on the 18th at 7 p.m.
it doesn't look like they're going to do a daily like breakdown. I am going to post a link, and this is not because I posted to the pages, but it show you what the state of Missouri is highlighting and where some of the resources are for Winter Weather Safety Week. Um,
So they're not going to do like daily posts like the Weather Service has done for a
Well,
few other things.
I'm thinking that the Weather Service will,
Okay.
but in the past, the state of Missouri has actually broken it down into what to highlight each day, and I'm not
Okay.
seeing that they're doing that this year.
Gotcha.
Kind of like in the spring, they do a lightning day, a severe
Yeah.
thunderstorm day, a tornado
Tornado.
day. Yeah. I'm not seeing where they're doing that with the winter. So,
Okay.
um, I've been on the SEMA page too, and it's they've got lots of good resources there. Um, and some of
And
this we've had to just copy and paste the pages with our own photos, um, and kind of highlight and the link to the page. Always put the link to the page so we don't get dinged. Just FYI, I'm in a fight with Facebook right now. Over a post on fire weather. They determined it to be inappropriate, and so they pulled every one that had that don't burn now, and it was just flames on the photo. Um, and it's hard to argue with them when it's all robotic now, but I
Uh,
am doing my
Nitpicky.
best. Yeah, I'm doing my best to fight that one. Um, Hello, Rodney.
I guess apparently someone didn't figure out it was fire safety instead of a flame war.
I have not heard back since I
You
opposed
probably,
it.
unfortunately, you probably won't.
So,
Right.
they are the judge, the jury, and the executioner, and there's no reprieves.
I've pretty much heard the same thing about Google with YouTube. If it
yeah,
gets dinged, your chances of getting uh, anything done is like a snowball's chance, and you know where.
yeah, yeah. And unfortunately, they may pull something important that needs to get out there. So I'm going to keep an eye on things there.
I
But
understand.
um, so again, this is kind of a Q&A for everybody, and Gene, I'll put that while we're waiting for Q's and A's. I'll try to put all that in a zip file to you.
Sorry, we've had our air conditioner went out in May, and home warranty jacked us around, and we changed companies. And they finally was able to get somebody out to us on the 20th. And within 10 days, we had an all new, all in one unit here. And they spent Wednesday all day and this afternoon today to get us back online before it got too cold.
Oh
So
my goodness.
that's why I've had to step away, because they just left like 5 minutes ago.
Oh wow.
So
That's cool.
for $12,000 worth of equipment, it cost us $850. So I am
Oh,
not
that's not
complaining.
bad.
No, and that was just stuff warranty didn't cover, and we moved wire over and circuit to a different panel and new duct work and all that. So I'm not. That's on top of everything this week, so that's why I'm kind of. But
Your plate's
Dan,
not full at all.
hey, and then my little building over here has got its own heat, so I'm happy. But Dan and Gene and I talk quite often, to be honest, and I'm learning a lot. But when I actually learned how to post was in the middle of that last outbreak, like I said, at 2 o'clock in the morning. So that's why.
Indoctrination by fire is sometimes the best thing
Yeah.
because you get to thinking, okay, I've got to get this watcher this warning out, and ASAP. And whenever you start doing it automatically without thinking about it, uh, you know,
You don't
and
have you don't
and
have
I know
time
it's
to think to
frustrating.
make a mistake.
Yeah.
I know it's frustrating. I know it's frustrating to anybody that's seen Patty post, me post, but Patty, how long we been together?
Oh my lord, 6, 7 years.
Yeah. And I can remember the page. I mean, 25, 30 likes, and I'm thinking, oh God, we used to celebrate over 2 page likes a week, 2 brand new page likes. And right now the regional has got what, 25, 2,600
Wow.
that
Uh,
like our page
uh,
and more
oh, and
following us.
then yeah, more than that following. So there's about 6,000 people in there
Wow.
now.
Well, the first time I posted, I just copied the link off chat, and I was told, no, that's not how you do that. So, yeah, Gene says, no, call me. Let's do this. I said, no, he said, call me. Yes, sir, I'll call you. But and in that point right there, I was listening to George, and I was writing down all the call-ins on my log just so I got a grip of it. And then I'm over here trying to learn how to post, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, which side am I trying to do? So that's when I finally said, guys, I'm pulling away. I'm going to bed. So,
And something else, I do get the watches and warnings for Greene County.
okay.
I do get the counties surrounding Greene County. I get direct text. Now then, you know, I may be exhausted out of sleep.
All right.
And, sun may be shining up here, and you guys may be under a severe thunderstorm outbreak, the whole 9 yards. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call me.
Okay.
I don't normally swoop through the phone calls. Sometimes I do, depending on, how much sleep I've had and what my blood glucose levels are. Basically, I run for about 2 weeks and then I crash for a day.
All right.
And so, if you got something down in there, or if you see something coming up, and if we haven't posted something, you haven't seen me online or something like that, call me and let me know.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask this: when do we? I know we drop a watch the minute it hits,
Right.
and how often do we repost that? Do we just repost that every time
We
they
do
post it?
not we
Right.
do not do anything more with that
Okay.
unless they make a change, and they'll
Yeah.
that'll be when they start dropping counties.
Okay.
And if push comes to shove, eh, I'm not in charge of this anymore, but I have told people if they start doing a whole bunch of continuances for warnings, I would just grab the part that says what cities are affected,
Okay.
and just indicate on there warning continues, and post that with the warning graphic. Keep it simple.
Okay.
Um,
The reason I ask that is you'll see on chat, watch number 6002 is still in effect until 10 o'clock, and it's 6 o'clock
yeah,
in the evening still. And
don't.
I get
And
that
they
all the
might,
time.
and they might repeat it 3 or 4 times. The only time I'm going to repeat a watch is I'll post the National Weather Service watch
Mhm.
directly from the National Weather Service. Now, if Jamie Warner, Ron Hurst, or somebody like that pops up with a good graphic, wham bam, it's going to the page too.
Okay.
And that will be the only time I repeat a watch.
Okay.
Warning, same way.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. 'Cause-
And on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And as far as on the repeater,
Hmm.
if you're net control, I do the same thing. I brief down if it's a continuance.
Hmm.
Um, Now that being said, there's some information that gets missed. We went over this in the net control meeting here a while back. And I doubt there's any watches out there to find. Of course not. Um, so when there is a watch, I'll share my screen again. I hope I can. Cause I need to just do a grab when there are some watches out there so y'all can see. So when there is a watch, I'm going to retrieve one. Let's just find one to retrieve here. Oh,
Is there actually no watches across the country right now?
none. None.
Wow.
Let's
You better not say the
see.
Q word or it'll blow up in blue and red and green.
And
Right.
while Patty's pulling that up, another thing to keep in mind also, a lot of times if they issue a warning or they have, like uh, repeat of it, a lot of times they'll say, like, if there's a thunderstorm or tornado watch for that area. I think more prominently for the tornado watch, they'll have just like a little line down at the bottom. Tornado watch continues in this area for till such and such time. You don't
Right.
have to post that or repeat that on the repeater every single time, but maybe if it's been 30, 45 minutes, maybe just include that little.
Especially if there are no warnings going on, a little
Yeah.
blurb there. We are still monitoring. Go ahead and tone that repeater when there's a watch issued. We're monitoring for developing conditions. Um, and maybe as the storms start developing out to our west or south or wherever they're coming in from, give a radar report.
Yeah.
Let
Okay.
folks know you're there.
Okay.
So here's a watch from Florida, and I've gone to that tornado watch area. So up at the top, it will say public, and click that public. It gives you a good map you can post.
Okay.
Um, and it also has text. I read all the way down to I of course you don't read the this because that just tones the weather radios. But and I don't usually read aviation, but
Right.
I will read this in addition to the counties as released by our NWS,
Okay.
because when you go into the counties, it's going to be every county that's affected, which might not be in our area.
Right.
And unless you know them real well, it's hard to pick them out sometimes. Like
Yeah.
the entire state of Missouri was under a watch the other night.
Mm.
Are you really going to be able to go through and find our
No.
34 that are in there? So
No.
yeah.
There,
So
there, there's a few of them I still have to look at the map because at one of the spotter training sessions they gave out a map that had all 36, 37 counties. Every once in a while, if there's one that I'm just not that familiar with, I still have to look at it. Is that in our area?
so just a little thing I have picked up on. You can copy copy the image
Okay.
Okay.
and go to the page where you create the post and paste that.
Okay.
Okay. And and then you can grab
The
the
text.
text. Um, and here's where I'll copy this whole freaking mess.
Okay.
And then I'll eliminate
Yeah.
this section from the text
Okay.
Yeah, I've gotten into that. I
before
think
I
you were the
post.
one who told me about that. Go ahead and copy the whole text, put it in your post on box on Facebook, and then edit it there.
Yeah,
Okay.
just edit it
It's
there. It's
quicker.
easier. It's quicker. So, but
And
it's easy.
something else I do personally, uh, I will put, I'll go back once sometimes I don't cut everything out. I just post the whole 9 yards down there. And then what I will do is, because it's quicker for me, and then as I'm pasting all the text to the main page, I always paste from the regional page
Mhm.
and then share from it. But that's how I learned. So what I will do is I will intentionally leave 2 or 3 lines at the top of my post, and then I'll go down there real quick and highlight. National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for, and drop down to the counties. Copy that real quick, pop it right up the top. If somebody wants to sit there and read the cities, it's there. Otherwise, it's got the counties. Tornado warning or tornado watch for the counties.
There are a lot of
And
people that have no clue what county they're in. It's kind
right.
of sad.
And I think I know that I posted a map as an experiment myself to a Hickory County chat map. It was the map of the counties of all the National Weather Service coverage area in Springfield.
Okay.
And I was surprised the number of people that came up and posted on that page, on that post, that said, wow, I didn't know this county adjoined Hickory County. I didn't know that county adjoined Hickory County. I'm going to print this out, put it on my refrigerator so I have it.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to go back and try to find that post again and, have it, stick it back up there. Yes.
See,
Something like that, Gene.
I've got the old KTTS storm alert map still.
Now, see
Yeah.
that handout that I was talking about that I got from the spotter training class that has all the counties. I actually took that to the library and scanned it as a PDF. So I've got a PDF of that on my computer. If anyone wants it, I can try to get it to you. I can try to email it to you. Sometimes I'll have that up on a window. Just like I said, some of the smaller counties around the edge of the watch area, I'm still not 100%. Is that in our watch area or is that the next area over? I'll sometimes have that up so that I can see, okay, it's for that county, it is in our area, I need to post that.
Okay. I think I've got that map too in one of my old spotter class folders around here.
And if
I,
all else fails, if we run into a situation like we ran into 2 weeks ago or whenever it was, uh, I never in my life saw so many small parts of counties. I want
that
to
was
I want to
crazy.
state this again. I mean, if you want to post a map up there, post it. But otherwise, try to use our graphics as much as possible.
Okay.
I was looking for a winter weather advisory or something. We don't have any of that on the continental US right now. Because those get complicated and they what they will do, they'll post the NWS stuff and the time, and they'll say uh, winter weather advisory, and then they put this big text, and then they put all the counties and the cities, and then they get down to the brass tacks. And when Leah and I started doing this on the other page that John started years ago, we would grab the text from the bottom and we'd go back up and grab the cities and the towns with the warning, trying to put it at the top, but it was time consuming. But it seemed it was too much for people to read. By the time they got to the counties, it's like, I'm done. Because people want it now. They want to be able to see it and they want to see what they need to do. And I unfortunately can't find one of those. Maybe I can grab that and send some what I try to do with that. Um,
Now, I do have one quick question that I was thinking about. I know kind of at one point in the past we had kind of said, kind of maybe strip the cities out because it was maybe extra information. People should know what county they're in, but being apparently people don't know what county they're in, should we go ahead and keep the cities in there and the watches
I
and the
would.
Yes,
warnings?
I
I would.
want the cities in there. And the
Okay.
thing is, we may have, if you're posting a warning to Hickory County,
Mhm.
or if you're posting a warning to um, Camden County, uh, there's people that come up here out of Springfield,
Mhm.
and they don't know what towns are. They know
Around.
they know that there's, they're coming to Lake Palm de Terre, but they don't know the towns
Okay.
around Lake Palm de Terre
Right.
or Lake of the Ozarks.
I found that out when we
And
did that thing with Hales, and we had all those
Yeah.
people going out selling fireworks. They didn't know what was around where they were going to be.
they have no idea of what towns are. And so, what I'm trying to say is, we got these page followers and that, normally follow us from Springfield, and they're up here on the lake and they get a notice, Facebook notice that, hey, there's a severe thunderstorm warning and they happen to recognize that, hey, they're in that county. They have no idea what these towns are up here.
Right.
Now, would the same thing apply with reading on the repeater or not?
As far as reading on the repeater, use your own judgment. If it gets
That's
to the point where it's busy, drop them. Go with the counties only.
yeah. For example, National Weather Service in Springfield continues severe thunderstorm warning for Camden, Miller, Morgan counties until 8:30 p.m. And I might go ahead and read the cities at that point because that's the only thing that's going to change in a
Yeah.
continuance.
Well,
But I don't think I would read the whole thing.
I know at one point we were kind of doing it as a courtesy on the issuance of a watch or warning, but
Right.
then future repeats we were dropping the city.
Right.
So I was just wanting to make
I
sure.
think I've kind of refined that for myself anyway. But because it's the cities that are going to be the only thing that change, I would read the cities.
Okay.
Yeah. The rest of the text, not so much on a continuance, especially if we're slammed. I
Gotcha.
did not save that thing that I shared with you and Heather the other night, Dan. That was a great little
Which one was that?
um, that one that I showed a photo of. Was that just you and I and Heather, or was that in the main group here? Where I showed a screenshot of those crazy counties.
Oh, that was me that shared that. Remember?
No, I copied off of my screen another one.
Yeah,
Um,
all the different little watch areas that were only 5 or 10 miles wide across the county. Yeah, I brought that up in our debrief
yeah,
because I was posting maps and I didn't want anybody upset with me for posting maps instead of graphics because it there was no way. I mean, it was crazy. I've I've never seen so many watch areas that
they're really
you know.
refining what gets warned on with those poly polygraphs.
Yeah, they're very getting very close on that anymore. I mean, used to. I mean, when I first started, it was the whole county, and then they got to the point. Well, we're going to do the north side of Green County and not the south side of Green County.
Right, and now they're doing
And
little snippets of
I
the
don't.
county.
I have to disagree with the National Weather Service on that. Uh, but I understand why they're doing it. But I mean, if you're on the north side of town and there's tornadoes going across the south side of town, and oh, it's gets raining out, there's no, no storm warnings or anything like that, and you drive into a tornado going to Battlefield Mall, you know, and these people are not paying attention. They have no idea what the weather's doing around them.
Right.
If
See, I
it's
ran
not
into, go ahead,
if
Dan.
it's not pointed out to them in a social media post, they have no idea.
And see, that ran into me. We just a couple of years ago, we were at Walmart and it was late at night, and they dropped a tornado warning for southeast Polk County or northeast Polk County. I mean, just totally away from where we were in Bolivar, and they tripped the sirens, and I was thinking it's not for here. But then Walmart made a valid point. It doesn't matter. The county's under a warning. There's a warning in the county for a tornado. We take that precaution, and
And not
that's
it, yeah, not
and I
every
agree with you.
county has the ability to just tone certain
Right.
sirens.
Yeah.
Greene County has done it. Some counties have removed all their sirens because they don't want to spend the money on the upkeep, and they are for people outdoors. I think that came back to bite them in Taney and Stone counties when we had that huge duress show go through. They've been working to get those back online.
I know at one of the IWT meetings, I was kind of surprised when someone had said something about outdoor sirens, and one of the county OEM managers had said, well, we've removed most of our outdoor sirens, and I can't remember if it was Taney or Stone
I
County.
think it was Stone.
And whenever they were asked why, the reasoning was, well, whenever we turn the sirens on, most people don't pay attention to them anyway.
I'll tell you what. After the leap day tornado, Branson sure does.
Yeah,
Do they?
me too.
Yeah. Well, see, this is what we run into up here in Humansville. Our siren is controlled from inside City Hall in the fire department office. So somebody has to go in and trip it. But it's also an old school siren like they do in Bolivar. Every day at noon, except Sunday, that thing sounds off. Regardless of what the weather is, at noon, that goes off.
Uh,
So a lot of people here just think, oh, it's a siren. But a lot of people also complain, well, you guys don't run it continuously during a warning. Ours is battery powered.
What
We
was
run that
you
sucker more than
saying?
5 minutes. We can't retrip it because
right,
we're going to drain that battery too much and we can't coil that up. So,
right.
and that's what we're running the smaller areas because Flemington, 7 miles to our east, has no warning and it is a vacation spot because it's right there on top.
Mm,
So we've got a lot of late goers down there. Plus, we've got a lot of people that live there, and a lot of it's mobile homes. But there is no
yeah,
siren. So that's where we get into there. And then there's a lot of people. Of course, everybody has social media. And that's where I think our posting gets critical.
That's
yes,
what at the IWT meetings the National Weather Service is really pushing is the social media, because whether you like it or not, if someone posts it on social media and the people believe it, that's what they're going to go to over some other what I would consider would be more reliable and more obvious
All
choices.
right.
that's why we're selective about who we repost from.
Yeah.
Right.
Um, some of
We,
these would be chasers that don't know a snowflake from a tornado start crying wolf 7 days out from an event that the Weather Service is going, there's nothing coming.
right.
So, yeah, we
Here's another one with social media. We had a gasoline leak into our sewer system up here at the end of June. My mother lives in Atlanta now, and she calls me, what's going on? We've got this. Why does it matter? Well, it was on the Facebook page, and such relayed it to me. So that's where I think, once again, like Franklin said, it's critical that somebody's going to see it.
yeah,
And don't be afraid to, if you're posting and if you got an extra second to, and if it's not real busy, and there's a watcher warning. I mean, get to know your surroundings.
Mhm.
Uh, you would be surprised. You know, I sit there and I post to the regional page. That's what I do. I do my original post there. Then I share it to Greene County. Then I go down and I share it to Greene County Spotters. I share it to Southwest Regional Spotters Group. And then, you know, if it's not real busy, I'll share it to Hickory County Chat.
Mhm.
Well, number one, it's got by me posting it to the regional page first, it's got Southwest Missouri Skywarn title on it.
Right.
So the amount of people that have come in, and I shared with Patty some of the comments. It shocked me, and you know the amount of people that there's actually a warning. Well,
Mhm.
now the word's getting out
Right.
up here that if Dan posts something, you better be paying attention because he's probably sitting there watching radar.
And your phone explodes.
Yeah.
No, because my I have I'm very private on as far as my friends list. You just don't get on my friends' personal friends list on
Right.
my page.
No, I'm talking about your
And
phone itself. Text,
uh, people
calls.
don't have my cell number
Ah,
Well,
either.
they did.
And, you know, there's some people that do, that have been known to text me once in a while if they were missing me. He's not paying attention. He's yawning. Now he's laughing. He's upset because of the picture I sent of, what was it, Grizzly Adams, and compared him to Grizzly Adams. Uh, oh well, I tried. I saw the resemblance.
turkey pictures.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was.
A damn blocker was who it was. Okay. Anything else we need to cover here tonight?
Yeah, what the devil is IWT?
Integrated
It
weather team.
The what?
Sorry.
integrated weather team. It consists of Skywarn, the National Weather Service, MoDOT, schools, emergency management, fire, police. It is a team of folks that get together quarterly to go over events that have happened, what we did, what we can do better. They've even taken it out and broadened it into some training and discussion groups. Um, it's about 3 hours. It is absolutely worth your time. They also will talk sometimes about the research that they're currently doing from our local office. Not sure if you're aware, but they've been a big part of this pilot that Dan sent me the link the other day. I was watching Megan do that. They're getting ready to change how they're reporting flooding across the country, and it's going to be an integrated program.
Hmm.
Is
Um,
is that a direct thing from Doug's
from what Doug
research?
talked about 2 years ago, exactly,
Yeah.
and absolutely had a big part to play. The reason that they will even issue tornado warnings on squall lines now is a direct result of research from this office. And I was a part of Skywarn before the Weather Service would even acknowledge we had tornadoes on squall lines. So it was Spotter versus NWS going. I absolutely know what I saw, and we didn't have phones that got good quality photos at the time. But they got enough to start believing us and started doing research. And yes, we absolutely do get tornadoes on squall lines now, and that has become a national thing also. And they figured out how to find it on Doppler radar, and all these upgrades have made that possible as well. So our
Okay.
guys do
Cool.
a lot. They do a
All right.
lot to improve the warnings.
On another,
And plan on more meetings.
on another, on another matter, you keep hollering at us for having conversations over on the page completed. Uh,
No,
page.
on the net control side.
Oh,
The
okay.
page completed, you can chat all you want. There's
Oh,
net controls in there that it like Teresa and Steven and we lost a few because they didn't want to get pinged with the chatter all the time.
okay.
I
So
I just
Yeah,
mute y'all. I just mute you. Put
'cause
you on.
I was,
I don't get Facebook notifications on my phone at all. I only get them if I choose to be on Facebook at that given time. And part of that's work because I don't need my phone going ding 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 while I'm on a call and somebody thinking I'm not paying attention to them. So
yeah, I've got all the notifications turned off on my phone.
the
Um,
only one I get is Sam's. Your order is ready.
Hey, Mary the Pat's in the living room, in the room, and she tells me to do that all the time, and I tend to ignore. So she's over here going, yeah. So
Yeah. See, one thing that I'm really excited about, and I talked to Patty about this, that they've rolled out on the newest version of iOS for iPhone is focus modes. You get so many focus modes that are pre-installed, but you can create your own. You can get all the way down to you can specify specific apps or specific people within those apps that you want to allow notifications to come through for, and nothing else will come through.
okay.
I'm planning on doing one for like weather.
Ah,
Whenever I need to concentrate on stuff, it'll be like only people can call me or text me that are involved in Skywarn, Talkonaut for chat, Radar Scope for radar, Facebook Messenger because of our chats, and a lot of other stuff's going to be shut off where I'm not going to be able to get notifications from it.
Right.
All right, Gene will be getting with you, or I will be getting with you, and we'll be setting up the schedule. And Bill, you kind of want to stay on the mornings, and
I know
we'll
Heather's
be,
got some classes. She'll need to let you know about her
yeah,
availability. As I said, I have recorded this. And Rodney, you weren't in here when I made the announcement, but Dan and Jean are absolutely in charge of posting now. So I'm stepping aside and letting them take the reins officially, as if they hadn't already. So, gotcha.
yeah. Thanks.
you don't let me take my cigarette.
See what she's doing to us, Gene?
Hey, I didn't ask for this.
Hey, my other half just said she threw you under the bus and felt it bounce over you.
You got voluntold.
Not the first time.
I like that.
I heard
All
that.
right.
You what?
Anything else,
I
real
heard that.
quick? I got supper waiting, and I got to eat something.
And
I
I
got
got
to
to
eat some
go
cold
fix our
pizza,
supper.
and I got to
So
be at Laker the
Well,
Ozarks by 8.
I guess one question that I do have: are you guys going to be contacting people individually, or are you going to be posting like a schedule? And then if you have, okay, individuals, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, we'll get a hold
since,
of it.
yeah.
Try to get a hold of each person individually and see what they're available for, what's convenient for them,
Okay.
and go from there and try to fill it all in. And
So,
of course, if somebody says they'll sign up for something, we're going to expect them to be there. If they're not, get a hold of Dan or I so we can get somebody else to fill in.
Okay.
so
By
I
the same
created
token, we will
created
be.
this for him to get him started, and
Gotcha.
Gene can do December if he likes. If not, I can follow up and do another one. But it's basically mornings and evenings on there. If you want to do a noon thing, there's room to put that in there. But
But I will say this: if you come up, somebody's supposed to be posting. You see something that needs to be posted, that's important enough. slam it in there.
Gotcha.
Because bottom line is the way Facebook is anymore, it may not be showing up in their news feed at all.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
on that note, I've got to take care of my wife. You know, she's not allowed to do anything for the next at least 6 weeks. So I'm going to be pretty busy with that. All the crap that goes on, with the house. I will be in and out. So, if you don't see me, trust me, I'm there. I'm watching. So
And
leave
as
me
I
a
said,
message or something, and I will get back to you.
I'm here for any questions or assistance as well. So,
I
all
just
right.
want to say
And she
that,
may be watching a little bit too.
I wouldn't blame her if she was.
I will try to help every way I can, but holiday season is coming up, and it's going to put me in a bind in a lot of respects. But I'll play my part any way I can.
Well,
And
Thank you, Rodney.
unfortunately,
Rodney,
that's just the nature of retail.
that is the nature of retail. And, if you're available during a severe event, at least you know kind of I think you were in here for most of that we talked about. If not, I'll be posting a link for this. We did talk a little bit about what to do with those posts to kind of keep it brief and quick. Um, so anyway, thank you for your time. Thank you for being there to be a part of this community for community service. I appreciate everybody, and more than I can say. And I tell you what, Dan, I didn't dream we'd be here 7 years ago, 6 years ago when we got this started. Um,
No, we used to celebrate whenever when we got to 100 likes. We thought we never would see 150. And then when we got to 500, we thought we'd never see 1,000.
so yeah, and now it's 6,000 plus.
And we went from posting basically Greene County to we're posting uh, Kansas City daily, St. Louis daily, and Gene has been kicking in some uh,
Oh,
Tulsa and Arkansas post because of the people traveling for the holidays down, looking at the lights and things like
Oh,
that.
we did not talk about this. People will be traveling for the holidays now that things have opened back up. So keep an eye on those national pages for the winter advisories and things that are going, and maybe
Yeah.
add a tag on there for those who are traveling for the holidays or something to that effect.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
we will be doing that. We will
yeah,
be posting flight delay information from
Right.
Springfield.
Yeah, I've got a bookmark for SPC's Facebook page, WPC's Facebook page,
yeah,
and the National Weather Service page. A lot of times they put a lot of those stuff. Sometimes they post two or
right.
all three of them, but
Sometimes
those
they
are
do.
good places to get
W
some of those national watches and stuff.
WPC is an absolutely great website to just bookmark for yourself, not just the Facebook page, but
Yeah,
their regular page. There's a ton of watches and warnings, and right now they've got a whole bunch of high wind warnings and things like that going. So
and particularly for weather whenever it's not necessarily severe, because severe SPC kind of does the severe, but WPC kind of does it all, and
they do the
they have a lot
rain,
of
they do
stuff in the winter.
right. They do a lot of the snow. They do a lot of the precipitation forecasts. They do the wind. Um, they all co-join at some point, but
Yeah.
yeah, they've got some great stuff on there. So I got to go start my supper.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat some whole pizza.
Have
Bye,
a good
everybody.
evening. Thank you all.
Thank
Thank
Bye
you.
now.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.